Today, we're going to talk about a very interesting topic. Now, this is a topic that a lot of people have said a lot of things about. We're going to talk about the psychogenic causes of erectile dysfunction. Psychogenic is a combination of two words, psycho and genic, which means originating from the mind, the thoughts, the emotions that you carry that affect how you see the act of sexual intercourse and how that affects getting a healthy erection in men. When erectile dysfunction takes place due to biological causes, it's known as an organic cause, and when it takes place because of stuff that's going on in your mind, it's called a psychogenic cause. And we're going to be focusing only on the second one. One of the chief causes of erectile dysfunction is performance anxiety. Will I be able to do sex the right way? Will I be able to give her pleasure? Will I be able to do it in a competent manner as someone who's experienced? All these fears weigh down on a person's mind and body, and then he suddenly feels all the stress, similar to the kind of stress you feel before you're giving a big examination. Will I crack it? Am I good enough? Do I know the techniques? Do I remember the right stuff? All these things can weigh down on a person and cause erectile dysfunction because you are kind of out of balance. A lot of y'all know that stress and anxiety are closely related. Stress is the first cousin of anxiety. They kind of lead into each other. Underlying stress manifests behaviorally as anxious behavior, as anxious thoughts in your mind, as anxious stories and narratives that you build, and that of course affects the quality of the erection as well. Relationships get complicated. They are mired and burdened by the expectations of two individuals. Very often these are communicated in a way that are extremely discourteous. So relationship problems fall under several categories. Do you all feel challenged with each other? Are you all bored with each other? Do you all not communicate respectfully to each other? Are you all constantly trying to find flaw with each other? Is some kind of scorekeeping exercise happening? So relationship problem affects not just the quality of the sex or the frequency of the sex that you all share, but also the quality of the erection that a man gets in order to perform sex. Now let's talk about another popular reason why erectile dysfunction takes place: depression. Now depression can be either exogenous, which means it comes from external sources. Something happened which upset you, something happened that disturbed you, something happened that took away your balance, or they can be endogenous. These could be hormone-based chemical reactions in your body, reasons that you may not be privy to, which would require the investigation of a qualified psychiatrist or a qualified counselor/psychotherapist like me. Low self-esteem and inability to stick to a schedule, loss of sleep, loss of appetite, these are all some pretty popular and well-known indicators of depression. So when a person is depressed, clearly his priorities have changed and he may not feel as invested in or excited by the sexual act. Low self-esteem, guilt, and even an addiction to pornography can sometimes affect the quality of your erection, because pornography heightens your expectations from the act of sex. Sometimes what you want your partner to do may be unrealistic, maybe a little extreme, a little crass, a little loud, and it may completely freak her out, and then that affects the intimacy you'll share. Sometimes there is moral guilt associated with the act of sex. Some people believe that it should be something you hold on to, until after you're married. So that could also cause erectile dysfunction. This situational erectile dysfunction is also something that's being spoken about these days. Maybe it's too cold, maybe the weather has changed, maybe you have physical complaints, maybe you're physically unfit, you're obese, and therefore you are having body cramps during the act of sex. So there are several other reasons. I know that's more of a physical complaint. In age groups below the age of 40, 80% of erectile dysfunction is caused by psychogenic causes, which we've been discussing out here. There is a popular test known as the Rigi scan, which can be conducted. All good hospitals have facilities to conduct that, and it's an important test to conduct if you are concerned about the quality of your erections and if you'd like to investigate whether your erections are having issues because of psychogenic causes or because of organic or biological or physical causes. The correct thing to do is first take stock of the problem. Tell the difference between whether there's a biological complaint, age-related, or whether it's a psychogenic complaint, mind-related, and go to the relevant experts, which I'm sure you can identify, and book an appointment with using the Practo app.
With over 1 lakh medical experts and the facility to teleconsult, experience clinic-like consultations on Practo.